Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so grateful that you are here. Like today, I have pulled a special message for you guys. I have meditated on it. I have cleansed and cleared the energy here. And today is a special message for you, okay? Because there is something here that your angels and guides want you to know. So stay tuned. All right, guys, if you do not know me, I am Dunyale. I am a life coach. I am a mom. I am a wife. I am an event decor designer, okay? Now, listen. I help people transform their life, okay? I help you see who you really are. I help you walk in your power. I help motivate you on the path that you are deciding to be on and getting clear about that, right? So if that is important to you, if that is something that you want to do, type yes down below and I will send you information about my life coaching packages because I am opening soon, guys. Isn't that so happy? I'm so happy. I will be finally opening my classes, my doors, my life coaching packages to everyone. So if you are interested, comment down below and just tell me that you're interested and I'll talk to you. I'll get with you so we can talk about the different types of packages that I offer. Now, let's get to these messages. All right, guys, listen, you are being called to understand that you have a feminine and a masculine that needs to be balanced, okay? You are needing to balance who you are, balance all that energy in order for you to achieve more of what you are achieving, okay? This means you walking in your power, deciding and getting clear and taking those actions that you are needing to take because there is something very special waiting for you. You've already completed something, okay? You've already taken the first steps. You just need to continue on that journey. And continue on that journey is going to bring you a beautiful, fulfilled life, but you have to actually do the work. Now, when I was doing this meditation and I'm asking, what does the collective need to know? What do they need to know? These things came up, okay? One of the things that I really want you to understand is sometimes it feels like it's never coming. However, you are working on it bit by bit, piece by piece. Every time you decide to heal, every time you decide to shift, you are adding to you. You are adding to that amount of, I want to say XP game level, right? You are adding to yourself. You are adding and building up those points, those healing points, those points that are going to allow you to shift from one to the next, okay? We all desire to shift into being a better healed version of ourselves. We want to know what that feels like. We want to know what that looks like. But in order for us to get there, guess what we have to do? We have to do the work. And in order to do the work, we have to take the necessary steps, even if they are hard. We have to do them, okay? We have to face it. We have to decide and get clear and take the action. And what? Hold the frequency. All right, type hold the frequency in the comment box if you're ready to shift out of this old version of yourself. If you're ready for something new, okay? Because it's something new here for you. You've already started, and what your guides are telling you is that they're coming, okay? They are coming. You are putting in the work and they are showing up for you. They may show up in small increments. You might see small changes. You might be in that space where you just feel the need to shift. But guess what that means? That means you're doing the work on yourself and it's time to walk on that path because you've already been divinely guided to where you need to be. You just need to listen if you haven't already, right? Now, a lot of this comes from you needing to make certain choices, right? When you're making these choices, it's important that you decide and get clear. If you are not weighing your options, it's now time for you too. Because you know how you see those people and they's like, all you got to do is manifest and you don't got to do nothing else. You're not going to get it that way. I don't know how many people are not doing anything when they're manifesting, when they're trying to shift, when they're trying to change. There's always something that's being done. There's always something that is being done, right? So even if they're sitting there for hours affirming, guess what? They are doing something. That is something, okay? Now, those choices that you decide to make, you need to understand that with those choices, whatever you decide to make, you need to release the anxiety behind getting them, okay? Don't worry about them. Don't stress about them. But be in a space where you are actively taking action towards the things that you are looking for, because now is the time for you to decide and remove the blindfolds off of your eyes so you can see, so you can have what you want to have, walking away from that thing that caused you to be in fear and standing in your power. You are the authority in your life. You are the authority in your life. And just like when new things come in, you're going to always have options to choose what it is that you desire and don't desire, who you want in your space and who you don't want in your space. Like, there are certain things that we are guided to do, to say, to be, okay? But in order for us to get there, we have to decide and take the necessary actions, because some of us are afraid of work. The work that you are doing on yourself is tremendous, okay? And I promise you, you will not regret shifting and changing into the best version of yourself. You will never regret that, because your life will feel better. You will feel better. You would have released the things that are no longer serving you and walking away from the people that don't serve you, the people that don't have your best interests at heart. Those type of things are truly important. Truly important to you, okay? Now, here's the thing. Sometimes we believe that we have the right strategy. We don't always. It feels good to us because it's what we decided, but we may not have weighed all of our options and been in a space where we are truly allowing ourselves to hear what source is saying to us, hear what we are being divinely guided to do. And sometimes we don't act because of fear. We don't act because of doubt. We have not done that work on ourselves in that aspect. And it's time to release that, because it's like carrying rocks, heavy rocks uphill. Like, just visualize carrying huge, massive rocks uphill. Is that fun? No. So now it's time to stop, switch over and change. Write down your goals, write down what it is that you want to do, and find the best actions in order to achieve those goals. If your goal is to just heal yourself, then you need to start doing things every day to heal yourself. You need to start doing things every day that's going to show yourself approved, okay? And when I say that, what I'm saying is you need to be okay with everything that you're doing. You need to put that work in into making sure that you are actually actively healing that part of yourself and healing the other parts of yourself that may need some work, okay? And this comes with meditation, guys, because I'm telling you, meditation will calm your nervous system. It will help you shift out of it. I can't tell you how many times I sit in my meditation and literally talk to myself, telling myself that it is okay. I can release. I can move forward. I can speak my truth. I can teach. I can love with my whole heart. Like, these things really matter, because every day is another day on your journey. And again, here on Elevate by Any Means, we are doing what? Elevating one day at a time. So we can't just look at, okay, well, I want to be the best version of myself. Who am I going to be in 5 years? Okay? That's okay for you to think about. However, when we are healing, we need to do things in bite-sized chunks, okay? So you choosing to take this week and say, hey, I'm going to chant. I love myself. 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 And just sitting in that frequency of saying it over and over to yourself. Don't say it super fast. Don't say it super slow. Just say it in a comfortable tone, in a way that, feels good to you. And just keep repeating it. Now you're training your brain to think, oh, I do love myself. I really do love myself, But it take you the time to make time, because I get that a lot. How can I make time for something when I'm very busy? I'm a very busy mom. I'm a mom of 5, okay? A mom of 5. So I'm telling you that there are times when you're just going to have to stop and take those breaks, okay? If you're unable to meditate that day, if I'm unable to meditate that day, then I chant. I breathe. I do my meditative breathing, and I sit there with my eyes closed and I say, you know what? I'm busy today, but today I'm going to visualize the best version of me. What does it look like for me to have that money? What does it look like for me to have that house? What does it look like for me to go on that vacation? What does it look like for you? Okay, because I get super excited when I think about the things that I am manifesting, the things that I am doing, So, and another thing that really excites me is being able to teach. Being able to teach what I know, what I have learned, what my guides are guiding me to learn, what they are helping me heal. Okay. Now, you are going to be given things, okay? And when I say given things, like, you might notice that people are just extra kind to you. They might give you kind words. They might give you money. They might give you things. It just depends. Somebody might say, you know what? I was thinking about you. Here, take that. Instead of saying, oh, no, it's okay. Just accept it and say, oh my gosh, thank you so much. And be happy about it, because that's source coming through and showing you that you need to be able to receive in order to have those manifestations, those things that you are desiring, and everything that comes in with that, okay? And sometimes you'll be surprised. Like, I had to learn this the very hard way. Like, I never felt comfortable taking things from other people because I didn't feel like I wanted to ever owe somebody else. But I think me being able to be in that space now where somebody can buy something for me or get something for me, and I'm truly happy to receive it. Like, that is a huge change from who I used to be, right? So it brings me like very good joy that people would think about me in that aspect, that they would even care enough to say, hey, I thought about you. You said you was doing this. Here, take that. And that makes me proud. That makes me happy because it makes me feel loved, okay? It makes me feel like people are actually listening to what I'm saying. So that feels good. So if you're in that energy where you have never been in that space where you feel comfortable receiving from other people, understand that source works in many ways and through everyone, okay? Source works through everyone, all right? Now, it's time to really let go of things that are no longer serving you, because here you have choices. You have to remove the blindfolds off of your eyes so that you can actually walk in your power, so you can be in the space that you need to be in order to heal, to grow, to shift, okay? That's number one. Our goal is always to shift from what we no longer want to something that we do desire and do want. But in order to get there, some stuff gotta go. All right. And I know that you probably hear that a lot. All right. But it's just facts. It's just facts. Like, in order for you to have a big, huge, beautiful home, you gotta get rid of the home you in. Like, you can't live in both at the same time. Like, you can keep both, but you'll always decide something better over something that is not good, right? And I think that's crucial too, because although this home that I live in now, I am looking to get something way bigger, something way massive, something way more luxurious, something way more just me, like, right? So when I am thinking about this home, I can't say like, yeah, I'm going to live in this home and I'm going to go live in that home. Like, I am completely going to let this house go. Like, my dream home, I'm not trying to hold on to what's not serving me anymore. And this home probably could make me money or something like that, but I'm not going to try to live in it any longer. All right. So I will be shifting from this space to that space because I desire to really be in that space, okay? And that's how we need to look at things. It's not like you're losing anything, but you're just needing to shift out of it, right? My third eye is activated right now. All right, and listen, here's the thing. We have to do the spiritual work on ourselves because this spiritual work is literally catapulting you to where you need to be. Now, your angels and guides are saying that there are lessons and stuff you need to learn. You have to pour into yourself. I'm going to say it again because somebody in the back need to hear it. You have to pour into yourself. It doesn't matter what Tom, Dick, and Jane are doing, okay? You have to pour into yourself. And I'm going to say this real quick because I think it's a lot going on in our world. And if you're sitting up watching the news, you should be watching only from the benefit of understanding what is happening. Do not apply these feelings and things to yourself because television lies, okay? People lie and they're going to continue to lie. And even if the people who are actually involved in these things are saying things, they're going to always try to make it seem like that's not happening or their voice is going to be silenced, okay? So what you can do, especially with all this stuff with our Hispanic friends and all of that, I get it, y'all. I get it. But something deep down in your heart should feel for them on some level. Like at least, you know, from a human being perspective, okay? Now, I think that a lot of people are just riled up and in that space where they think that it's okay to be like that. But what they're going to see is Source is going to shift them completely out of that. Everything that people are doing against other people is backfiring. So don't be those people, okay? Don't be like those people who are out here negatively trying to affect someone because they feel like it's right. It's going to immediately backfire, okay? It's going to backfire. And so let's get back to it. You are being called to take a look at that darker side of yourself. You are being called to take what is no longer serving you. Look at the pains, the hurts, the things that make you feel denied of things, that feeling of lack, that feeling of hatred, that feeling of anger, that feeling of sadness and depression, and really analyze it and see where it came from and where you're trying to go with it and what do you want to do with it. Because sometimes you will be surprised. There are some people who say they don't want it, but they do nothing to release it. They do nothing to, remove it from them because they're so engulfed in those thoughts, that behavior, that same pattern and thinking that they're not really sure like what they can do. Okay. So if you're unsure, find something, find something that works. My suggestion is anytime I'm having intrusive thoughts, anytime that I'm having feelings that I just don't want to be in, don't want to carry, I put on 963 pure tone frequency music. On YouTube, there's a channel called Supernatural Music, I believe it's called. And I literally listen to this. I clear my head, I clear the frequency, I clear the energy. Now, pure tones is not for the weak, okay? You're going to have to level up, baby. You're going to have to level up because you got to get used to that pure tone only. Me personally, I find them more effective than the other frequency music. But to each his own, I can handle that. But, if you struggle with it, if you're struggling with it, then maybe find something that suits you more. But listen, you have to just do the work. Find something. Don't sit there idle and not do it, all right? Now, you're working on something, but whatever you're working on is going to pay off. Even if it's just working on yourself, even if it's just healing yourself, you're going to reap the rewards of that. Who don't want that? Okay? Who don't want to heal? Who don't want to be in that space where they just aren't receiving or aren't loving themselves enough or just being torn down left and right or not respected or nobody wants any of these things that we are growing out of, okay? And we are literally growing out of them. Literally. Like, it doesn't matter if you want to or not. The energies that are happening on our planet are shifting our people, our collective, in a direction that we need to be in, okay? We are being shifted and catapulted towards something more grand, more beautiful, okay? Because now we get to see all the things that's been hidden away, the things that are shifting and changing, and they are literally coming to light if you have not noticed, okay? A lot of these dark, deep things are coming to light, and with them coming to light, now is our opportunity to choose what we desire and shift. All right? So here's the thing. Just based on everything that you're doing, everything that you want to desire, everything that you're manifesting, which is beautiful, right? There is beautiful things to come for you. You are going to be gifted a beautiful, beautiful experience, life. Whatever you're working on, it's going to pay off. When I say it's going to pay off, I don't know what that looks like for you. It can be something simple as finding money. It can be as simple as a beautiful vacation. It can be as simple as you feeling the freedom of releasing, right? It can be anything, but whatever it is, Source is giving you the gift. It's coming from God. It's divinely orchestrated on your behalf. So whatever it is that you're manifesting, whatever it is you're trying to do, is going to work out for you. Why? Because it's you. You're doing the work. If you're doing the work, you will receive, right? And everything is going to be given to you. Because look here, if you look at that, I don't know if you can see that, you're giving the world. So that just means to me that whatever you're doing is going to pay off. It's even more confirmation, right? But what we have to do is walk away from the things that are no longer serving us. We have to walk away from the things that we are not divinely guided to, because a lot of the things we're not divinely guided to, but we want to hold on so tight to them because it feels normal, okay? Sometimes we get afraid of fear. Sometimes I got that backwards. Sometimes we fear the change, okay? Sometimes we fear the change. That fear just keeps us locked in the places that we don't wish to be. It keeps us locked in the places that we don't know, right? And we get afraid of the unknown. And that's something that I think the collective has to work on, okay? Because you are strong and you have nothing that you can't do. You have nothing that you can't deal with, okay? So when you're in a space of just feeling down or feeling like you're not sure which direction you need to go into, you need to be grateful for where you already have been. Every day you get up, like this should be a running theme in your life. Every day you get up, be thankful for yesterday, even if it was hard. Be thankful for yesterday, even if you had to get out of pocket, all right? Even if you had to get out of pocket, be thankful for yesterday, okay? Even if you had to go to that job that you just don't like, or you're just struggling that day, or no matter what is happening for that day, be grateful for it, okay? Because when you start to be grateful for things, you remove the power from them. You remove the power over you from you, right? Because if you sat there, just think about it. Just like really just think about it. If you sat there and you said, oh man, like yesterday was so hard. Work was so hard. Work was so hard. Work is so hard. Work is so hard. Work is just so hard. And you're thinking that all day. Thinking about that all day. Now, I'm not saying that it's not hard. What I'm saying is find a reason to be grateful. Find a reason to take your mind off the things that don't feel good, that you don't desire while you're on your healing journey, okay? Because you have many, many choices and you have many, many things that are happening in your life. But even in that space where it is happening, you should always be in a space of being grateful. You should always be in a space of saying, you know what, that really made me mad. However, I'm grateful I got to speak my piece. I'm grateful that I spoke up for myself. I'm grateful that this had to happen, because now on the other side of this, it can no longer have power over me. It can no longer feel like I'm stuck in a box, right? So you're definitely being divinely guided, and it's definitely going to feel like it's shaking up some things. But even with it, see, this is what I think. I think even if things don't always go our way, I feel like it's always going our way. And that's just my perspective, right? So even if it feels like, man, like, why did this have to happen? Like, why is it? It's still going in your way, okay? You have to switch that perspective thinking, because that perspective thinking will help you have and live a less worried, less struggling, constricted feeling in life. It will help remove that, right? But if you're still in that space where you just like, man, like, I just don't, I just don't know how I'm gonna like get through this or do that or do that. I understand. But every day is an opportunity for you to try. Every day is an opportunity to do. Every day is an opportunity for you to just, pour a little bit more into yourself. Just decide to pour into yourself a little bit more. Just decide to pour into yourself a little bit more the next day. Just decide to pour into yourself a little bit more after that. Like, find a way, okay? Don't sit around lacking and feeling that. And for those of us that feel down and sad or brokenhearted, understand that love, that peace can come in quickly for you if you change your perspective, okay? And I understand, like, some things are easier said than done. And, you get a lot of people out here talking about just do this, just do that. But sometimes we have to work through those emotions. We have to work through those pains, and we have to deal with them. We have to deal with them, though. Don't hide from them, because if you hide from the pains and the things that hurt and the things that make you mad and the things that just don't serve you, then they'll always have control over you. So in order to avoid being controlled, what we have to do is decide and get clear about how it is that we're moving. Because you absolutely can shift and be whatever you want to be. You are literally being, what's the word I want to use? Resurrected, right? You are born again, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you actually got baptized or not. To me, every day that I decide, especially if I have a bad day, especially if I have a bad moment, if I have feelings on me that just feel daunting or heavy, once I go into my meditation, once I start doing my breath work, once I start doing my visualizations, whatever it is, I literally visualize myself stepping out of the old shell of me, right? I'm literally stepping out of the old shell of me. And I visualize that because it's now telling me, like, okay, now I'm free from this thing. I can keep walking forward. Even if it keep popping up in my mind, I'm still going to choose to keep walking forward. I'm still going to choose to keep moving in a direction that I choose to be in, because it's my choice. It's what I want, okay? Now, in those choices, you have those choices, right? You can stay where you are, or you can keep moving forward. But either way, if you choosing what's best for you, you're going to end up celebrating those wins. Even if they're small wins, even if you said today was a really good day after I had a really hard day yesterday, that's a win, okay? Find a way to win and just be grateful over everything, because sometimes I think what we think is that we're supposed to go through turmoil. We're supposed to work hard. We're supposed to do all these things, and it's supposed to be hard, and you're supposed to be deep and emotional and dark, but it's not really. You're choosing that. And a lot of the times it's just choosing, like going through the Rolodex, choosing that card, pulling it out, and deciding who you want to be, right? Who you want to be today. Do you want to be happy? Do you want to be sad? Do you want to be depressed? Do you want to be angry? Do you want to be the healed version of yourself? Do you want to be the old version of yourself? who do you want to be? Because you're being called to stand in your power, do the spiritual work that you know you have to do. And I'm going to let y'all know, like, all of us got spiritual gifts. Our women's intuition, you just knew it before it happened. Like, those things are, that's just something that people say. We all have spiritual gifts. You have something. You all have something. So work on that. Find what it is and work on it. But you got to release all the anxiety and all the things that come with it, okay? You are meant to be walking in your power. And if my power is being clairaudient, clairvoyant, whatever, I'm going to do that. You know why? Because for one, I think it's cool that we even have the ability to. Right? But, you know, if you're afraid, to each his own. But I truly feel like you are meant to walk in your power and use your gifts for the greater good. Right? So if I'm clairvoyant and clairaudient and I'm not teaching and I'm not healing people and I'm not doing all these things, what am I doing? Because a lot of the times, like I said, healing yourself is helping others heal. But me healing myself actually got me to the point where I can realize, like, oh, okay, I'm supposed to be using my gifts to help. I'm supposed to be using my gifts to learn. I'm supposed to be using my gifts to help somebody else up. You understand? So I think we all have, and there was a knock, bro. I literally just heard 2 knocks. So that is confirmation for someone. That's your confirmation. All right. And that confirmation will be celebrated, bro. It will be celebrated when you decide to get clear and walk in your power and do what you need to do. Okay. You need to do what you need to do because God is always source, God, whomever you choose to name. It's always working on your behalf and you will always receive. If you put yourself in a mindset that God is always working on your behalf, always ready to receive, always healing you, always upgrading you, your angels and guides are always there, your ancestors protecting you, they walk with you, they're empowered, you're strong, you're brave, you're beautiful, you're bold, you're loving, you're kind, you wealthy. That perspective, you're unstoppable. But if you allow yourself to be in a state where you are continuously allowing yourself to be downgraded, then guess what? You're the lower version of yourself. And you don't desire to be there. I don't think you desire to be there. You're watching this video, so I don't think you desire to be there. All right? Only people who desire to be there don't want to do anything to spiritually shift out of where they are, okay? Now, you have information that's being downloaded to you, that's coming to you, okay? This information that's being downloaded and given to you, you literally, it's just going to be like you sitting there one day and bing, oh, I should do this. And guess what? It's going to pay off if you actually listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. And that means you're going to have to walk away from those old negative thoughts and beliefs that you can't have, you can't do, you can't win, you can't be. All right? Those thoughts are null and void. We have to walk away from that because that type of thinking leaves us stuck in the past, and then we fear moving forward. We're fearful of stepping out of that comfort zone which we are in. We don't desire to be there, so there's no point in us actually being in that space, right? Now, when we are in a state of trying to figure it out, right? Like maybe we got an idea. Maybe we had somebody tell us like, oh yeah, you should do this. Don't mistake other people's wants and wills and wishes for your own. You have to stand firm enough to say what your heart feels. If you can't go inside yourself and say, hey, like, what it is that I want? What it is that I want? Because whatever it is that I want is what I'm going to do. You have to do that. It doesn't matter what other people think. Because guess what? You are your own superhero in your own movie. So if you are your own superhero in your own movie, what do you choose to do? What kind of superhero are you? How are you moving? How are you shifting? Or do you have a lair? Do you have a dungeon? Do you have a mansion? Like, what are you operating out of? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you have the choice. And that's the gift that God has given us, the choice to be able to create the reality that we want by shifting our perspective and our energy in order to call those things in. But in order for you to get there, you have to decide, where am I going to be? Where do I want to be? Because that's the gift. Walking away from everything. Every day you decide to make a choice, that's a gift to be celebrated. Because at the end of the day, you have free will. You have free will. That free will is absolutely beautiful. So you don't have to stay in that relationship. You don't have to stay in that friendship. You don't have to stay at that job. You can change homes. You can change out of the place that you want to be, simply thinking about it first. It's the visualization that comes before any creative process. When they talk about the Bible, God thought, He said, and then it happened, right? So if you think it, say it out loud and shift into what you want to be. Guess what? It's what you want. It's what you desire. And in order for you to be there, guess what? You still got to think about it. You got to visualize it. You got to see it happening. And then you speak it out of your mouth and you allow that shift and that change to happen, right? But you got to walk away from what's no longer serving you. And that's that stagnancy, because you have something new that is trying to come in. And if it's coming in, you got to flow like water. You got to flow like water in order to have everything that you want and desire, to have that healing, to have that peace, to have that love, to have that house, to have that money, to have that car. You have to shift from where you no longer wish to be to a place where you wish to be. So thinking about possibilities being everything open to you, the world at your feet, that's where you need to be mentally. All right? That's where you need to be mentally. Because the money, the cars, the wealth, the land, oh my God, guys, I'm getting emotional because it's like, you deserve that. I deserve that. We all deserve that, okay? Oh, all right, Source, calm down, because I'm getting emotional, all right? You deserve that, all right? And that time, that beauty, that moment, those beautiful moments that you're looking for is here. It's here. So you need to charge forward with whatever your ideals is. I don't care if it's a business. Shoot your shot. Shoot your shot. Go see if it works. I cannot tell you like how many times that I decided to do something. Whether it worked out the way I wanted it to or not, I leveled up. Okay? Because I've started multiple businesses before. This isn't just something that I decided to do. I've had an Etsy shop that was doing well. You understand what I'm saying? It just no longer resonated with where I wanted to be anymore. So it's just being able to see that, understand that, and shift. And I think it's because Source had me thinking it's time to move over here. It's time for you to step into your power. It's time for you to teach. It's time for you to love with your whole heart. It's time for you to release. It's time for you to just be an amazing person and being a mom and wife. And I feel like I generally think about this quite often. Why did I shift from this to that? I was successful doing that. I was really good at this and really good at that. So why am I doing this now? It's because I needed to shift out of that. It was my time. And sometimes we don't understand the divine timing, right? And sometimes we try to fight it, and sometimes we just try to get there. I'll never forget, I was pregnant and I stopped working at the job that I was working at because they claimed they didn't have anything for me to do as a pregnant person. And I was at home, and then I was just at home forever. I'm like, why they send me home today? And then every time, just call before you come so we can make sure we have something lined up for you. Come back next week. But then I was sent home again. And I'm just I'm just sitting at home. And then eventually it was I didn't have a job anymore, right? So I was very angry about that. But I didn't understand that in that moment, Lord, I did not understand that in that moment that I was being catapulted to a place that I needed to be in. Because if I was still working a 9 to 5 job, I probably would not have tapped into my spiritual side like I have. I would not have developed the type of faith that I have. I would not have developed the healing in my body that I needed, okay? And not to mention that at that time, I needed to be home because I miscarried like 2 months after that. I miscarried my baby 2 months after that, guys. Like, I cannot tell you guys how hurtful and painful that is, okay? Bro, I wasn't far from finding out what the gender was, okay? I'm just going to say that. So it was very painful. It was very hurtful. And it catapulted me into this space where I had to realize all the things. And it wasn't just that, guys. It was so many other things that came to light about life, about the people that were in my world and everything, you know? So it was just like, you find out who your friends and stuff are. You find out who's there for you. You find out who actually care. You find these things out simply by going through things. And those people who are not there for you, it tells you right there. You can love them all day long. There's nothing wrong with that. However, those who are meant to be in your world are going to be the ones with you and supporting you and trying to uplift you and trying to, you know, be there for you or whatever when you're going through things the most, right? Now, everybody have their own life to live, so I can't say that, you know, everybody should have been there 100% for me, because I don't expect that. I'm not that type of person. I am definitely there for anybody who needs me, period. However, I didn't get that same thing in return, and I didn't understand why. Because when other people had went through things, I was there. I was trying to be that encouraging ear. I was trying to be that one that, you know, just didn't want them to feel alone, didn't want them to feel hurt, giving them advice, whatever it is. And I never got that in return, right? So even with that being said, guys, like we literally have to make those choices to walk away from that type of thinking, that behavior, that feeling of like nobody's there for you. I'm here for you, okay? I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to actually make sure you get on your path and do what you need to do by making these videos. And I'm going to hold myself accountable for making sure I make these videos that can help uplift other people. But you have to do your part, right? Like I had to do my part on myself. So you had to do your part on you. And like I said, I would have never got to where I am right now had I still been working at that job, okay? I needed it. I needed the rest in my body and my mind and my soul just all together, okay? Because I needed to balance. For one, I need to balance. You need to balance. A lot of the things that we have to balance, like that spiritual side of ourselves and the actual material side of ourselves, the actual living in the real world type of stuff, right? Because a lot of the times we just don't know which way to go. And then that leaves us feeling like we're stuck or just being in a place where there's anxiety or whatever, right? But I think having people in your corner to actually help you is going to help you balance out everything. Because it's key. It's key for a lot of the things. Because you literally can transition so many things in your life to become and be the best version of yourself. It's like you're literally moving away from the things that are no longer serving you to the things that you desire, the things that you want. Okay? Just visualize it like that. No longer wanting to be in this space. No longer wanting to be the old version of yourself, and deciding and getting clear and taking the action to move forward, right? But also being in a space where you are let me say that again. You are no longer allowing yourself to stay stuck and stagnant and stay depressed and stay in that energy and stay, in a place where you're not wanted. You're actively now seeking, and I am speaking this prophetically over you. You are now actively seeking and doing everything in your power that you need to do to release the chains off of yourself so you can walk in your power and not be fussing and fighting with yourself, because a lot of the times we fight with ourselves. Like, let's just be for real. Like, we fight with ourselves. Like, In the back of our head, there are so many arguments. There are so many things happening. There are so many things that have not happened in actual reality. But in the back of our head, in our subconscious, this is the things that are running. The things that are running in the back of our head. Like, this person probably this person probably that. What if they do this to me? Then I'm going to respond like this. But I think us learning to let that go will actually, you'll see that your life is actually a lot more peaceful when you decide to just let go. Like, literally just let go of all of those things so you can reap the harvest of everything that you are working for. Because you are definitely working towards something that is going to build this beautiful life, guys. Like, this beautiful life. Beautiful life. This beautiful life. And I think that's really important, okay? Because you literally win. You win in all situations, in all things. Like, you win. And if you change your perspective from worrying about that, being in fear about that, being in anxiety about that, stop thinking all these things that aren't even happening. They're not happening. If they're just in your mind, they're not happening. When things actually come up in the physical, and it's happening to you, or it's happening to someone near you, then I can understand you being, agitated, upset, or, thinking about things that are no longer serving you. But if they're not actively happening, they're not real. So if they're not real, don't make them real in your mind, okay? And that means working towards building that blueprint for yourself where you can just allow yourself to be free, allow yourself to just be at peace, allow yourself to just develop and find new things to be thinking about and working on, and just allowing that peace and that love to come in and be that steady love that you need, because you need it. Everybody needs it, okay? But that's also one of the things that we have to think about too, because like, you are constantly growing. You are constantly growing. Like, it never fails. You're growing, okay? So you should be at this point looking at life from such a beautiful perspective, from such a beautiful way. If you decide, because you have to make that choice to look at life like that. You have to decide and be like, oh, the trees are beautiful today. The grass is beautiful today. Oh, that's a pretty dress. Oh, I like his shoes. Like, just being in that space where you are finding the things and focusing on the things that you love and like, versus the things that you don't want to, have to deal with, or desire, or, negative thinking, or any of that, right? So being in a space where you can also offer kindness and peace and love and generosity to other people can actually help with that energy as well, right? So being in that space, not fighting ourselves, putting in the work, doing what we need to do, changing our perspective, twisting it and turning the key a little bit at a time so that we can unlock fully who we choose to be, who we want to be on a daily basis. You're winning, right? Like, it's just that clear cut. You're winning. And that's a beautiful thing when you decide to make the choices that you need to make in order to shift in the direction that you should be on. Because all of us have things that we need to be doing, right? We all have these gifts. We all have things that we are blessed with. So we need to focus on that in order to shift from the old version of ourselves to something new. Now, that means that you're going to have to actually face it. I'm going to say it again. Face it. Face it. And when I say face it, I'm saying the things that hurt. Sit down. Get a pen. Get a blue pen or black pen. Take out a sheet of paper. Write out what hurts. Write out what hurt you. How did they hurt you? How did it hurt you? What happened during that time? This is where you start to journal, guys. This journaling is allowing you to pour your heart out. You can pour your heart out onto this paper using pen and paper. Never for it to return to you again. Yeah, you might think about it, and it might take time for you to release emotions behind it. But at the same time, like, this is actually allowing you to release, to be in that state of peace and love and gratitude and joy, and being able to say, hey, yeah, this happened to me. And you know, one of the other things that I just learned recently that I started doing, and I just started doing it because I chose to, right? I was just sitting there and I just had this idea come up. Record yourself talking about your pain, the things that hurt, the things that you no longer desire, the things that, you know, you just wish that you could say to that person, the things that you just wish you can say about that experience, about that moment, and record yourself doing it. You cry if you want to. You can, I don't know, whatever you choose to do during that time, do it. But when you're done recording, delete it. Symbolizing it never coming back to you. And I mean completely delete it. Like delete it from your phone, clear out your storage, clear out your trash can on your phone, all of that. Completely releasing it. You have spoken it out loud. You have acknowledged it. And you then, before you delete it, make sure when you finish recording, before you finish recording, the very last thing you should be saying is, I now heal this. And then visualize this activate button. Visualize you pressing an activate button, okay? Works magic, right? It works magic because it's literally like you telling your subconscious, okay, now I activate deleting this from me. I'm choosing to delete this. Visualize like picking it out of your brain and putting it in the trash can and putting the lid on top of it. It's kind of like the story from the metaphysical book when the man was saying when your mind is chaotic, you see all these visualizers, like all these little monkeys jumping all over the place, all crazy, all chaotic, making all kind of noises, doing all their little wild, you know, antics. Take one of them, pick it out, put it in the bucket, close the lid. Okay, practice this. This now symbolizes like, I no longer wish to hold on to this. I no longer wish to think about this. So I'm going to remove it from me. Okay. So try that. And let me know down in the comments how that has been working for you. And again, guys, like if you are looking for a life coach, type life coach at the bottom, type interested, whatever you need to type. Just let me know that you're interested. I will be posting my link to my website soon. So guys, until next time, I wish you nothing but love and peace and joy and abundance times 10 million. You deserve that peace. You deserve that love. You deserve that wealth. You deserve whatever it is that your heart is telling you you need or desire. And you shall have it. And you know what? What I think is we decide that we want something and then it happens. So just keep telling yourself all day, just affirm that. Whatever I want happens. Whatever I want happens. Whatever I want happens. Whatever I want happens. Okay? And then do this for a week and then come back and tell me how that has benefited your life. Okay? Now, guys, until next time, peace.